I was about to even ask you this, is that there's a whole complicated division between, and I find the word toxic, and this might be the most
Mhm.
controversial component unless we have a discussion whether Frozen or Encanto is better. But that's a different discussion.
Right.
This will end the friendship. Um,
Right.
all the things in the world that'll end the friendship. But
Mhm.
getting myself recentered here. I find professional cosplayer extremely toxic, and
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with people making money in any sector they're in. But I
Mhm.
find that the word professional cosplayer sort of goes into the world of, did you make your cosplay versus did you buy it? And I think it's a big issue in cosplay because it does create a divide. And the way I view it is that somebody makes or buys a costume. What do I care if you're having a good time and it looks good? Because
Right.
it has to still look good. And you could buy a shitty cosplay off
Mhm.
eBay. You could make a shitty cosplay, or you could buy a very expensive cosplay off eBay, or you can make an amazing cosplay, but
Mhm.
it still has to be worn. And so, what is that like for you? Because I think that's a big problem. And obviously, I'm not a cosplayer, but it's what I've seen.
So with professional cosplayers, if somebody were to have that type of mindset, which is kind of gatekeeping, but let's say they had that type of mindset,
We all
I would
know who's
think that.
gatekeeping. Let's not pretend here. We don't need to mention them by name, but we all know the top 20 cosplayers.
Well, the thing is, the top cosplayers don't all make their stuff. So you could take, and I'll even mention one. I'll say Jessica Nagiri, right? She's a very talented cosplayer. She has made a lot of her own stuff. She has. I'm not taking that away from her. But there's a lot of stuff she does not make. Do I knock her for that? Not at all. Like, she's sponsored by BlizzCon. So every year, Blizzard, the gaming company, invites her to their con, and then she cosplays the characters from the different games they have. They create the cosplays for her to wear at these paid events. So what am I gonna say? Like, oh, she didn't make that perfect looking cosplay that she's wearing at that event that they're paying her to be at? No. She's embracing it. She's taking, like, hey, if they made it for her, she's going to wear it. I've seen other cosplayers, like Leon Chiro. Does he make a lot of his stuff? Yes. But I also have seen him say in different posts with different cosplays that this piece came from so and so, so and so. This armor was made by so and so, so and so. That's not going to take away from his following. That's not going to take away from his credibility. And people are still going to love him even more because he's going to look even more accurately like the character. So with people buying their own stuff or not making their own stuff, that's part of cosplay. Because at the end of the day, it's only going to be a few people who are discrediting him because of he didn't make it. But the majority of the fan base don't care if you make it or not. And that's the thing about it. So unless you're entering competitions, then it really doesn't matter. Now, if you're entering competitions, then yes, you do have to learn how to make your own stuff. Because the competition, they're going to figure out if you did make it yourself, they're going to call you out on it. But yeah, so that's the only time I would really be super strict on, like, oh, I got to make it, as if it's a competition. But outside of that, it's about how you look as the character. And it's also about how you feel when you cosplay.